Yo, what's up, guys? This is Justin again from Extreme Health Radio. I appreciate you guys watching this video and being a part of everything we have going on. We had an interesting comment. I forget where this came from. Where did this come from? Somewhere, a comment maybe someone made on YouTube or Facebook. I forget. There's so many different ways people can communicate these days, but the person was asking or posing the question about food addictions, and they were saying that you should ask some questions before you put food in your mouth. And so I thought, you know what, here's some questions that I came up with of what people can ask themselves before they put food in their mouth. And I think those are really powerful questions, and they're a little bit deeper questions than you might be used to. So some questions that you may want to ask yourself, got something flying around here. Some questions you may want to ask yourself before you dive in to a particular food that you know is not going to be good for you is ask yourself, is this food going to hurt me or is it going to help me? Sounds like a reasonable question, sounds like a simple question, but a lot of times, you know, I just heard today that Oprah is buying a 10% stake in Weight Watchers, and in Weight Watchers, you see that they count points, and they've relegated food down to a point system, which is just bizarre. It's totally bizarre. And even though something may be a certain amount of points, like 30 points or something, or low calories or low fat, we're still on this low fat craze. But even though a certain food may be all of those things, food is information, and food affects us on a spiritual and emotional level deeper than we might want to admit. And that's why people have such a hard time with food addictions and giving up foods, because there's some sort of emotion involved in that, right? There's some sort of need that the food is fulfilling in our life. And when we feel like we're getting that from food, we feel satiated and happy, and then our endorphins go up and we feel happy for a moment, and then we beat ourselves up. So rather than finding out and looking at labels and whether or not a food is organic or genetically modified or a certain amount of points or low fat, ask yourself a question: is this food going to help me or is it going to hurt me? And if it's going to hurt you, ask yourself why you'd want to eat something that's going to hurt you. It's kind of a deeper question, but I mean, we all do things every day that we're going to hurt us, right? We all do things that hurt us. And so why do we do those things? Why do we eat something that we know is going to shave years off our life? Another question to ask yourself: hey, is this food in alignment with my destiny? People don't think about that. People don't think about whether or not the tub of ice cream that they're going to eat is in alignment with their destiny. But if you think about it, we're all going somewhere. We're all on a journey, whether or not we want to admit it or not. And where are we going? And if you know where you want to go, that is, if you want to be a success, you want to earn a lot of money, you want to complete these goals, you want to do X, Y, Z, you want to be a good father, good husband. What does that involve? And what does that mean for how you eat today? Because everything we eat today, it becomes us, right? Our cells build themselves based off of the food and the energy and the information that's contained within the food. And so if I'm going to be like a pro basketball player, is eating McDonald's going to be in alignment with my destiny? My destiny, let's say I'm 15 years old, and my destiny, at least in my mind, my goal is to be like a pro football player, basketball player. Is eating McDonald's now going to facilitate? Is that going to help me become who I need to become in order to fulfill that goal? Because I don't think so. And so that's an interesting question, deeper question before a lot of people don't like to ask themselves these deeper questions about food because it brings up issues in their life that they don't want to confront. But, food shapes us much like the ocean bashing against the waves of the ocean, bashing against the rock. Eventually it starts shaping the rock, and food will do this to you. People who you spend time with will do this to you. So asking yourself, is this food in alignment? Is it in congruency of where I'm going to be going, my destiny, my goals, my desires, my dreams? Is the fullest expression of who I am in that capacity somebody who eats McDonald's or somebody who eats factory farmed, hormone genetically modified meat? Is that archetype of the person that I want to be someone who would do that? And most likely it's going to be no. And so you want to make sure you ask yourself that question. Also, another question that I've been asking myself is, this is something that we don't really talk about, but our genetics, our genes, our DNA is a gift to us, right? We don't think about that, but it's been handed to you on a silver platter as a gift. Your genes are a gift to you. Your body is a gift. It's a blessing to be able to ambulate and to move within society and throughout this world in a physical body. And our genes are the expression of who we are. And so, is eating a certain diet or a certain type of food going to be beneficial for my genetics? Is your genetics, when you pass it on to the next generation, is it going to be damaged? Is it going to be, because our genes can change based on epigenetics and our environment and our lifestyle choices and the way we think. And so when we eat, if we eat a poor diet, we're handing off genetics that have been damaged because of a lifetime of abuse of eating poor food. So when you have children, their genes are going to be a little bit weaker because of the poor food that you've consumed. At least that's my contention. And so we don't think of our genetics as like a gift, right? It's a gift that God has given to us. And why do we trash it by eating horrible food and then passing on some sort of damaged genetics, DNA structure to the next generation? So those are some deeper questions to ask yourself, rather than counting points, counting calories, looking at something as low fat, which is just a bunch of bunk anyway. These are questions that you might want to ask yourself that might help you. So the questions are, is this food going to help me or hurt me? Is this food in alignment with my destiny? And is this food going to be beneficial for my genetics? So those are some interesting questions. You may want to play around with those, and maybe share below if you have any other ideas, because I'm thinking of the person that's going to be watching this as someone who we all struggle at times eating poor food and making poor dietary choices, and we ask ourselves why are we eating this food, but we're so hungry and we just want to eat something that's going to be make us fulfilled. So what are some questions that we can all ask ourselves in that moment of that little space in time where we might be able to eat something that's going to be damaging to us? What can we ask ourselves to be able to get to a deeper level and maybe perhaps hold off on that food? So in any event, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Share your questions that you ask yourself below. I'd love to hear what you guys do in terms of what is it that prevents you from digging into a meal that's going to be harmful for you. So thanks for watching. We appreciate it so much. If you guys are interested in this type of information, you can check out our radio show. We've done about 400 shows, and you can sign up to our newsletter by texting the word Get Healthy to 33444. We send you a great $20 ebook for free that sells for $20 on Amazon, as well as a great audio course on how I overcame my food addiction. So if that's your thing, if you're into that kind of stuff, sign up to our newsletter list. Thanks for passing this show on, or this video on, to your friends, and I really appreciate you guys all. We really appreciate it a lot. So comment below. I'd love to hear what you think about all this. So thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.